Hey Sam,
Hey, Liz. Hey, how
how's
you
it
doing?
going?
Hey, I'm doing all right.
Awesome. I'm so excited to have you on here. Are you out there doing the grind right now?
Mm. Yeah, I'm well, right now I'm at work. I just told him I had a meeting to go to, so
Oh, well, I am
yeah,
honored.
it just took
Thank
30
you.
minutes. So yeah, yeah.
Where are you located?
Des Moines, Iowa.
Oh, wow. I think
Des
you're my
Moines,
first,
yeah.
I think you're my
Mm.
first Des Moines.
Yeah. Have you been to Des Moines?
I have been to Des Moines. You guys have, I've been downtown. It's very,
Mhm.
it was a little quiet when I went, but I went to a little like craft market and it was so amazing, like all the
Mhm.
crafters and everything. But your downtown's really nice to walk
Mhm.
around.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. They're better skate here, so I mean it's growing. It's not too big, but it's not small either. It's growing. They got a lot of stuff coming up.
Yeah, I love it. So how long have you been into real estate investing?
I started in I want to say like the end of 2018, so about a year now, a year or two.
Awesome. And do you
Mhm.
do wholesaling, buy and hold, flipping, the whole kit and caboodle?
Right now, I'm just wholesaling right now, but I mean, I definitely want to work my way up. As long as I start to get more, gain more capital, and I want to start, doing house flipping, and hopefully, I want to get into like commercial real estate also. I got to start
Ooh,
small first. So, yeah.
for sure. So tell me about this deal or deals.
Mhm.
How'd you get going? How'd you get started? How did it come to fruition?
Mhm. Yeah, so like with this deal, like I've closed. So this is my fourth deal, but this is my first deal with DealMachine. And so like what I usually do, like when I got started, I used to like hand. I mean, I got pretty good handwriting, so like I used to handwrite all my letters and just send them out. Yeah, and it was. I mean, it took a while, So I was happy when I found DealMachine because that took a lot off my plate. My hands would hurt afterwards and you get the cramps and everything. So that kind of helped me out. But I bought a whole bunch of letters and a whole bunch of stamps, and I would just send them out to a whole bunch of different properties. And so this one, I actually remember like the name. I mean, I got pretty familiar with the name. So this guy, I remember seeing his name like all the time. So I think I sent him a few letters before, and then with Deal Machine, I just kind of kept sending more letters. And out of the blue one day, he just calls me and he's like, hey, I got one of your Deal Machine letters, and he was pretty much said, he's ready to sell the property. And so we just set up an appointment from there. I mean, and honestly, I wasn't expecting it. I always seen his name, and his letters would always either come back or he just, kind of was just, kind of unresponsive. So actually, I mean, I wouldn't say I got lucky, but it was just kind of I just kept at it. Especially with I just kept sending letters and just kept sending them until somebody finally got it. And I was able to close that deal just off of that. Being consistent. I could have just gave up and just said, oh well, that guy's not. He's not willing to. And I drive by the property all the time. Because that's the more it's pretty small. We live in an area where you see a lot of the same properties. So I mean, and that one I only live like a few minutes away from there. So I drive by it all the time. I see it. It's still boarded up. So it was just good to kind of get that deal out there.
That is amazing. Congratulations, by the way. That's so exciting. I mean, you got 4 deals already. You're just like,
Mm-hmm.
you're cruising
Mm-hmm.
along there, getting all them deals. And
Mm-hmm.
it's so crazy because you're the third call I have today where it's all about the follow up. Like
Mm-hmm.
someone was saying they followed up with someone for like a year, and you said you sent this guy so many letters, and if you wouldn't have, I mean, he may have not called. So that's so
Mm-hmm.
exciting. So you said you saw his name a lot. Does he own other
Mm-hmm.
properties in the area?
Uh, I mean, not that I know of. I just remember like, cause I used to like handwrite them all the time, and like I would get like familiar with a lot of the names. Like it would just
Oh,
pop up. Yeah. So his name was just one. We had a unique name. Like his name was Dwayne, but he spelled it Duane. So it was kind of, it was kind of unique. So it just kind of stuck with me. And then when he called, and then I looked at the property, I looked at the name, and the first thing I said was, I remember, sending a whole bunch of letters to him, and it was just like it just popped up just like that.
well, congrats
Yeah.
on that. And
Hmm.
also good for you for
Thank you.
handwriting a bunch of letters. My
Hmm.
goodness. That had to take patience. Like you said, your hand cramping. Oh my goodness. So did you say you still send out those letters, or do you do postcards now?
Oh no, I mean I do postcards now. Yeah, it
Okay.
was too much. Yeah, I
Oh
mean it
my
was fun
God.
at first. It was fun at first, like the first couple letters, and then after a while, you're just like hand starts to cramp up, and you're just like, yeah, I'm done. Like my mom used to, she used to watch me like write all those letters, and she would just look at me like, what are you doing? And I was just like, yeah, I'm doing my real estate work, so yeah.
That's crazy
Mhm.
cool. Like that you like started from there, you like morphed into what's more like scalable,
Mhm.
which is the postcards. What do you mind me asking what your
Mhm.
assignment fee was on that one?
That one was 5,000.
Ooh, ooh, that's a
Mhm.
good chunk of change.
Yeah.
Um, I always
Mhm.
just think of all the things I could buy with the money, and so
Mhm.
that's a good change.
Mhm.
What got you started into real estate investing? Did your family, I mean, what influenced you to get into it?
For me, I mean, I would say I was involved with like another company, which I'm still involved with now. It's like a direct sales company, and I really got into real estate was I read Rich Dad Poor Dad a few years ago, and like I thought about it, but I didn't really. I was already involved with something, but I kind of kept it in the back of my mind. So like one day I was, I'm in the car driving, and I've heard of you probably heard of like Fortune Builders, the
Mm-hmm.
company, and they were coming to Des Moines. They just kept, it was on the radio all the time. So I was just like, I'm gonna go ahead and sign up for it. So I went to the event, and I didn't even know about wholesaling when I got there. I was more into like like the passive income, like the, having a rental property or owning a commercial building. That's what I was into. So when I got there, that's what I was expecting to, hear more about. And then they talked about wholesaling, and I'm just like, man, what is wholesaling? I don't even. It didn't really make sense to me at first. And then once once it started to click, then I started to realize I was just like, wow, I got to start doing it then, and I just kind of pushed the other stuff to the side and started to focus on that. And then when it started to click, that's when I really, started to, dive deep into it.
Are you the only one driving?
Mhm. Uh, right now, yeah, I hired my brother and a friend of mine and another friend and a cousin of mine, but right now they're not really. I still got to kind of show them a little bit more about it, but right now I'm just trying to really scale. Just start here in Des Moines, and then once I get a good, you know, good number of leads out there, then I can start to expand a little bit more. But right now, I just want to scale to a point where I just know like how many letters to send out and like follow ups and stuff like that, and then I can start to give them a little bit more work to do.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I'll tell you right
Mhm.
now, family and friends, I recruited mine. They're very hard to
Mhm.
keep motivated sometimes. So definitely keep
Mhm.
on your brother and your cousins and be like,
Mhm.
hey, when this deal closes, like you'll get a
Mhm.
cut of something, like it's coming. But that's so cool that you're scaling and everything.
Mhm.
For people who watch these, like I kind of like to
Mhm.
ask like um how many properties do you have, like a goal of how many you want to get in like a week to keep your pipeline fresh or anything, or like kind of what's your mindset on that to continue to build that pipeline?
Mhm. I mean, I would say I've heard somebody say like 30 leads will lead to I think one deal or something like that. So I tried to. I mean, like on a monthly basis, I want to send like at least like 200 or more, like 200 or more letters. Like sometimes it might be the same letters. Like I kind of just filter it out. Like if I send a lot of letters to one property, I might hold off on it for a little bit, depending on, how much money I have at the moment. Because I mean, at first, like when I started sending out a lot of letters, it got really expensive. Like I would just look at my account and I would just see deal machine. And then I was kind of like, ah, man, I gotta, I kind of gotta start sending. Because I remember when I watched the Polite video, the Polites, and they were sending out I think 5 each property. And before that, somebody I think it was I don't know whether I watched the video, but it was 12 at first. So that's what I was doing, and I decided it'd be smarter to start with 5, and then if they send a letter back, then go ahead and stop sending them, and then just skip trace it and call it. So just kind of trying to get those properties that are more of going off the condition and like when it's sold and just things like that. That way I'm not wasting too much money on letters that are gonna come back or letters that a property that person not probably not really ready to sell. So I mean I would say I try to do 200. I'm still kind of working on the scaling part of it, but I mean I would just probably about 200 a month.
Love it. And then I know this is probably because you're born, are you like from Des Moines originally?
Mhm. I'm from I was born in Kenya, and I'm originally from South Sudan, but I've been living here for over 25. I mean, I was pretty much born. I mean, not born here, but I was pretty much raised here from like when I was a baby. So
So
yeah,
you
so I'm
know the
pretty.
area like that the areas
Mhm,
you know are like are hot to drive then? Like
mhm.
you know kind of how you're going to map out where you want to go and spend your marketing and stuff like that of areas in Des
Oh
Moines.
yeah. Mhm,
Okay.
mhm.
I wanted to ask what for your postcards, do you do any kind of like do you put your logo on it or your
Mhm.
face or anything like that?
No, I don't really do that. I just use the ballpoint. The ones you guys, the ballpoint ones.
Ah, you're
Like they're kind of like can have
ballpoint.
it. Yeah.
Very
Mhm,
nice. I love it.
mhm,
Um, thank you so much for taking time, especially out of work. I want to be very cautious of your
mhm,
time. Thank you so
mhm,
much for taking time to share your story with me.
mhm, mhm. Oh yeah, no problem. Yeah, no problem. I
All
mean,
right.
Deal Machine came in like at the perfect time because like I was writing all those letters, and then actually I was watching a Max Maxwell video, and like in the first 2 minutes of it, he was talking about Deal Machine, and once I seen what you guys had to offer, it was no question for me. I was, I gotta sign up for it and get started because
When
I
did
got kind of
you
yeah.
when did you sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you.
Mhm.
When did you
Oh yeah.
actually sign up with Deal Machine?
I think it's a couple of days ago. I got a badge, congratulations badge, and I think it's been a year now, like a year and maybe a few days.
Happy 1 year anniversary.
Mhm. Yeah, thank you.
To many more years to
Mhm,
come. That makes me
mhm,
so happy that you
mhm,
like how you found us with Max Maxwell and who actually okay, I have another question,
mhm,
sorry.
That's
But
fine.
what who are like your people that you follow or you like you listen to feel like inspired or to learn more about real estate investing?
Mhm. I would say, let's see, most of my content I got from like Fortune Builders. I mean, most of it I got from the event that I went to,
Yeah, yeah.
and I would say probably I just kind of started watching Brent Daniels and Max Maxwell. Those are the two that I kind of keep in touch with. Like Brent Daniels gave me a really good advice when you guys had him on like a few weeks ago when he said spend at least 15 hours a week, doing something productive in real estate. And that's something it really stuck with me because there's times where, I'd get so busy and, I didn't really know what to do or, I wouldn't have time to do it. But then that's just a good way for me to scale it, like 15 hours. Like most of my work I do on the weekend. So I do 5 hours one day and 5 hours the next day and then try to fit another 5 hours in the next day. 'Cause, I mean, especially over the weekend, I'm pretty free. So I mean, that kind of helped me out. I mean, that way I can finish it up and then I can go do what I want to go do and finally relax. And I'm not putting too much, pressure on myself and doing too much at once. 'Cause, I can tend to do that a lot of times. So, I mean, that really helped out.
Do you so
Hmm.
you work on 9 to 5 right now?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Okay, so is
Mhm.
the goal to leave that at some point?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I definitely want to. Yeah. Yeah.
That's totally
I
understandable.
definitely plan on doing that.
That I mean, you're already on the fast track for that though. Like you, I mean,
Mhm,
four deals that you've already done, you're getting your feet wet of everything and you want to build
mhm,
that portfolio. So um and
mhm.
like I said, you're the first person I've talked to in Des Moines. Do you have you met a lot of wholesalers out there?
There's a few wholesalers that I know of. I don't know too many out there, but a friend of mine, we kind of do some work together. He kind of helps me out, and I think he actually knew about Deal Machine before I did, but I don't think he ended up continuing this subscription. But I mean, I got him driving for dollars for me now, so I mean, he's still, he's kind of around. But besides that, I don't know anybody else who, you know, part of it really. I mean, when I seen it, it was just like it just came at the perfect time because I mean, I kind of like in my mind, I was just like, I wish there was an app out there that I could actually virtually drive for dollars. And I found that not only that, but it was, on top of that, they sent letters out for me. I was just like, yeah, I gotta, I don't care what the subscription, I don't care how much it is. I gotta do it.
You're like, I'm just so over writing all these letters.
Mhm. Yeah, I
I
definitely is. Mhm.
but how many letters were you writing like a week?
On a week, mostly, well, mine, I would do them like, well, first I had a journal. and I would get all the first I would write down all the properties I'm gonna send letters out to, like the name and the address and everything. I'd write that first. The one to write that all out, and then the next day, what I would actually like send write the actual letters. I'd probably say altogether, I'd probably send like probably like over 500, I think. Yeah.
My gosh.
Yeah.
That is commitment, my friend. This is how I know you're going to like scale super big, because you're so committed and like you're determined. Like so many people, I mean, 500, holy crap. That's amazing. Well, my friend, you are going to go far in this, and you better let me know the next one you close so that we can do a follow-up, and then we can talk about that one too.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm getting out there. You know, that Brent Daniels advice is really, it's really helping me out. You know, because like during the week, I kind of focus on my other business. So on the weekend, I kind of get to just focus on real estate and kind of just filter my leads, follow up with them, and cold calls and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm ready for it. I'm ready to get out there and start getting more deals going.
Yeah. Oh no, when you get more deals, because you are going to get them done, so it's okay. So, and then we'll get to like eventually, hopefully, meet in person someday, and meet at a conference or something like that. I really do like Des Moines. So, I'll have to. I actually have a shirt too, randomly enough, from Des Moines. So, like, I have proof I've been there. But we'll definitely all have to get together. But again, just thank you so much for taking the time to do this, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Yep. Thank you. Yeah. No problem. So
Awesome.
you guys do conferences, or is that
Have you ever been to so we were at, well, before COVID hit, we were at Max Maxwell's last year in February. And then we've been to like not Brent's, because Brent hasn't done one, but we've been to like Houston for like, Bigger Pockets had one in Tennessee. So once those start opening back up, we're definitely like, you'll see us there.
Oh, okay.
We're hoping to maybe do our own little meetups. That would be fun.
Oh, okay. I'll definitely, join one of those. I'll definitely check that out. I would definitely check that out.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much again, and have a great rest of your day.
Okay. Thank you. You too.